The lucrative college basketball betting strategy that no one talks about. As we enter the month of March, the entire sports world focuses on college basketball. As we have a few games left in the regular season, we hit conference tournament play and then the big 68-team tournament to figure out who's going to go home with the national championship. I've been betting on college basketball the entire season, and so far in 2025, I've made over $1,600. And in this video, I am going to provide you my 3 most profitable markets, and not just the markets. I'm also going to tell you the sports books that I'm focusing on when I'm betting these markets, and I'm also going to tell you the odds range that we want to dial it in to make consistent profits. Sports betting at times can be a very difficult puzzle to solve. You're always trying to figure out which strategy you can utilize or which sport that you should bet on, and this is going to be a step-by-step tutorial to walk you through exactly what you need to focus on so that you can crush these sports books in the month of March. We are going to be focusing on a few specific sports books when it comes to utilizing this strategy. So the first market that I love to wager on is the money line market. Who's going to win the basketball game? Specifically focusing in on Caesars and then any Canby Sportsbook. So Canby Sportsbooks, guys, just to name a few of them, because Canby is a third-party odds provider. So Bet Rivers, Bet Parks, Sugar House, Desert Diamond, Unibet, Ballybet, or a few different examples of books that utilize Canby, but the list goes beyond that. Outside of focusing on the specific sports books, I utilize a betting strategy called positive expected value betting using a software called OddsJam. And guys, linked in the description will be a 1-week free trial to OddsJam. And then use my code BILLYC to save yourself 35% off your first month after the 1-week trial ends. So how this tool operates is it just searches and scans all of the sports books that I have accounts with, from DraftKings all the way down the line to Caesars, and then just shows me the plays that are really off, where there's discrepancies between the sports books with their pricing or odds. So in this example for betting on Bucknell on the money line, if we wagered $100 over at DraftKings, we would get paid out a profit of $64.52. But if we place that same $100 wager over at an exchange called Profit X, well, that $100 wager is going to pay us out $71.43 in profit. That's a difference of almost $7 simply by just placing this bet at Profit X compared to DraftKings. So over here in the top right-hand corner, I'm going to click on the filters button, and I already have some different preset filters that we're going to cover in this video. But as I scroll down just a touch, you can see that I have college basketball moneyline, Caesars, and Canby. So I go ahead and select this filter, and we're now going to dive into my specific filters. Again, guys, here in the state of Pennsylvania where I live, I have access to Bet Parks, Bet Rivers, and Sugar House. All 3 of these sports books utilize Canby's odds. I literally have 3 different sports books I can use this strategy with, plus Caesars. Now, my minimum odds range is at -150. My maximum odds range is at +100. Anything that's above 1% EV edge, I'm willing to take a look at. And with OddsJam and their markets, I can specifically drill down into just the money line markets. That's what I love about these filters. You can get very detail oriented. Then I'm just looking at the date range for today. Naturally, the league that is selected is college basketball, and my market width. This is the confidence the sports books have in a certain play. So a max market width of 50 cents, I leave the minimum market width completely blank. The lower the number this is, the more confidence we have in a play that has an edge. Now for my DVIG settings, I use the power default method, and I use a number of different DVIG books, from Circa to Pinnacle to Bookmaker and Bet Online, but I like to look at Circa and Pinnacle plus the OddsJam formula. So I use a number of different books that I DVIG to for this specific strategy. The second market that I found a ton of success with this year betting on college hoops is the first half totals market. For our maximum and minimum odds, it's a little bit different. Minimum odds, -150, max odds of +115. My EV percentage, I want to take anything that's 2% or higher in these markets. And then naturally, the DVIG settings, I do use Pinnacle, but I will bounce around to some others like the OddsJam formula, maybe Circa, and Bet Online. What I'm looking for here, though, in the first half total points specifically is betting on the unders. So we see an opportunity here between Vanderbilt and Texas A&M. This is an offshore sports book. I utilize offshore sports books all the time. It truly makes a difference in my bottom line when I can utilize the offshore books. So what we can see here is that betting the under 69, we can get this at minus 131 odds over at Pinnacle. But over an offshore sports book called BetDSI, we're getting a great value here at minus 110. Also, utilizing the line history as I am using the platinum plan with OddsJam makes a huge difference. Why do I love this play? Well, you can see that BetDSI is the red line right here. They set their odds about an hour ago, and that's it. They set it and forget it. But my Sharp Sportsbook Pinnacle, look at this movement. So they started up here about a few hours ago at a plus 101 range, which is a slight underdog, and they've now moved to a very heavy favorite position. Within the last hour, you can see the price has moved significantly on this chart, and the odds aren't moving on Pinnacle just for the sake of it. There's money and information flowing into this market, making this Sharp Sportsbook move its price in such a dramatic fashion. So this is going to be a play that I'm going to target on a stale sportsbook like BetDSI and bet the first half under. Over here at BetDSI, we could see the Vanderbilt Texas A&M first half matchup right here. The under 69 is at minus 110. OddsJam is recommending that I wager $200 on this play, and I couldn't agree more. Receiving just over a 3.5% edge on this play is a really big deal. So using my filters and following the recommended bet size based off of my bankroll, we go ahead and place a $200 wager on the first half under in this SEC game. I'm on a mission to empower the beginning sports bettor, sharing with you for free the exact tips and strategies that I use to grow my bankroll and to win my bets consistently. I know what it's like when you're starting out in your sports betting journey. You don't really have a strategy, you don't know who to trust, and you don't have any type of bankroll management. And that's what this channel's purpose is to provide you those strategies. So if you found value in the content thus far, make sure to hit that subscribe button, click that thumbs up button, and tap that bell notification so you don't miss the next video that I release. My third and final market that I love to wager on for college basketball is total points, and specifically on the overs. Now, I just mentioned how I love to bet on the first half total points on the unders. So typically, I'm not wagering on a first half under and then on that same game betting the over. What I like to do is focus on different games for those markets. But the second half in college basketball is a completely different animal than the first half. The amount of fouling that happens because of the bonuses and all the extra free throws that occur, and then when teams get down 6 or 7 points within that last 90 seconds of the game, fouling is just ramped up so much more. So let's hop over the EV tool, let's go through the filters, and then let's go ahead and place a bet on the over so I can show you exactly what I like to target. For the total points market, betting on the overs. There are a few sports books I like to target, but in general, this is the setup that I like to go after, and that means a minimum odds range of minus 115 with a max odds range of plus 135. Again, anything that's 1% or higher, I'm willing to go after, but naturally, if I find plays that are 3% or higher, I have much more confidence. Again, my market width is set the same to just 50 cents with a minimum market width completely blank, and I like to rotate between my sharp sports books like Pinnacle, Circa, and BetOnline to find some really sharp total plays on the overs. Now, my bookie, XBet, Fliff, and Bookmaker have actually performed very well for me for betting on totals. So when I'm looking to bet the over, it's not just those 4 books, but others as well, as we have an opportunity here with Austin Peay, West Georgia, over 145. It's almost a 3.5% edge at minus 110 odds between Caesars and my bookie. This play is available. So as we open this up, Pinnacle thinks that this should be at minus 137. Now, BetOnline and Bookmaker are some books that I do reference from time to time when it comes to placing sharp bets, but I love the line history and the movement right here from Pinnacle. And even though that BetOnline has moved in the similar direction as Pinnacle, they don't see it as heavy of a favorite, but I have a lot of faith and trust in Pinnacle. Looking at my bookie and Caesars, both of these books just set the line and forget about it. So over here at my bookie, I have this play automatically teed up. What I love with a lot of offshore sports books is the max wager is $550. OddsJam is recommending that we place a wager of $190. Now, while I like this recommendation based off of my bankroll, I do put some respect on BetOnline's name, so I'm going to decrease this wager to $110 as I take a more of an average approach when it comes to these two sportsbooks odds. I think there's an edge, but I'm not just solely going off of Pinnacle. So we're going to go ahead and place a $110 wager on the over 145 in this basketball game. Utilizing OddsJam's free bet tracker helps me keep track of everything in one convenient location. We bet the over 145 at MyBookie at -110 odds for $110. I don't have to look at all my open or recently settled bets between all my sports books. It's here in the bet tracker, simple and easy. Earlier in the video, we placed a first half total points wager on Vanderbilt, Texas A&M for the under 69 points. We got this at -110 odds for $200. Well, now at the same exact price, this line has lowered and dropped. Looking at Bet365, you can bet the under 68.5 at -110 odds. Why this is such a big deal is if the final score at halftime ends 35-34, well, that's 69 total points. Well, you would lose this wager over at Bet365, but because we placed this bet over at BetDSI, we would receive our money back in a push. That's the big difference with positive expected value betting and using a software that finds plays for you. We've already received confirmation that we have a great price and a great line. These are the tips and the strategies that you want to utilize for college basketball season all throughout the month of March. Focus on the money line plays. Focus on the first half total points, the under, and the total points market on the over in these games, and you're going to see success. If you have any questions at all, do not hesitate to email me with questions. It's going to be linked down below in the description. And while we're entering the fourth quarter of the college basketball season, the NBA season is still going strong. How's your NBA betting strategy going for you? Do you like to bet on player props? Have you found consistent success? If your answer is, well, no, not really, or I don't know, then click this video right here. It's going to walk you through my favorite NBA player prop markets. Just like this video, it's going to provide a path, a blueprint for you to copy and paste so that you can replicate the exact strategies that I use to start making money right now.